The water on the planet Mars is an undeniable finding. Today more than ever the evidence is overwhelming, that on the red planet, water flowed. Welcome to this new documentary. I am the Engineer Hiddekel Morrison, and I thank you for watching this educational content, in which we will explain a recent and impressive observation on the planet Mars, which radically transforms the desert and desolate vision that we have of the red planet. I promise you will be amazed at these new scientific discoveries. From an engineer's perspective. Let's start. New recent discovery: water flowed on Mars. The planet Mars once filled with rivers and ponds billions of years ago, providing a potential habitat for microbial life. As the planet's atmosphere thinned over time, that water evaporated, leaving the frozen desert world studied today by the technological and telecommunications instrument called the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. From the United States National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA. This Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter is a modern multi-purpose spacecraft, launched to the planet Mars on August 12, 2005 for the advancement of human knowledge of Mars through detailed observation of the red planet, from its orbit, in order to examine potential landing zones for future surface missions and conduct broadcasts for these. This is the fourth artificial satellite on Mars that, with its high-resolution camera and several tools, very recently allowed NASA to report with new and surprising details, that water flowed on Mars, with convincing results, which we show below. But first, I ask you to support us by liking this video, sharing this video with your contacts, and subscribing to this channel, turning on notifications. So with your support, we can continue to frequently generate interesting documentaries on aerospace technology and the universe. Thank you for contributing to the creation of educational content. Satellites orbiting the planet Mars map every day, in greater detail, the history of the red planet. Scientific research, calculations and analysis had established that the water on the planet Mars evaporated about 3 billion years ago. But recent research, based on data accumulated over the last 15 years from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, has found evidence that significantly shortens that timeline. The new research reveals signs of liquid water on the red planet as recently as 2,000 to 2,500 years ago. Million years, meaning the water flowed there about 1 billion years longer than previous estimates. A revealing fact that makes you think, water flowing on a planet for an extremely long period of time, which could be enough for some type or form of life to have emerged on the planet Mars. These new findings were published in this report, which focuses on records of chloride salt deposits, left behind on Mars when water ice flowing across its surface evaporated. While the shape of certain valley networks hinted that water may have flowed on Mars recently, salt deposits provide the first mineral evidence confirming the presence of liquid water. The discovery raises new questions about how long microbial life might have survived on Mars, if it ever formed. On Earth, at least, where there is water, there is life. For this new evidence, scientists used data from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter instrument called Compact Reconnaissance Imaging Spectrometer for Mars, which has mapped chloride salts in the clay-rich highlands of the southern hemisphere of Mars, terrain marked by impact craters. These craters were a key to dating the salts. The fewer craters a terrain has, the younger it is. By counting the number of craters in a surface area, scientists can estimate their age. The researchers used the orbiter to determine that surface water left behind salt minerals as recently as 2 billion years ago. This is the orbiter's view of the salt deposits on Mars. White specks are salt deposits found within a dry channel. The largest impact crater we see in the image is almost 1 mile, 1.5 kilometers, wide. The Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter has 2 cameras that are perfect for this purpose. The context camera, with its wide-angle black and white lens, helps scientists map the extent of chlorides. To zoom in, scientists turn to the high-resolution imaging science experiments color camera, which allows them to see details as small as a Mars rover from space. Using both cameras to create digital elevation maps, the scientists discovered that many of the salts were in depressions, which once held shallow pools, on gently sloping volcanic plains. Scientists also found winding, dry channels nearby, ancient streams that once fed surface runoff, from occasional ice melt or permafrost, into these ponds. Crater counting and evidence of salts on top of the volcanic terrain allowed them to date the deposits. Already another major Mars orbiter had detected the salt minerals 14 years ago. NASA's Mars Odyssey orbiter, which was launched in 2001, was the first to record these initial findings. But the Mars Reconnaissance orbiter has higher resolution instruments than Odyssey and has been studying salts, among many other features of Mars, ever since. Therefore, as time passes, the data already collected is expanded, strengthened and enriched with the new observations of the orbiters that study the planet Mars from orbit, together with the observations on the surface offered by the rover Explorer robots. Could that liquid water that housed the planet Mars 2,000 million years ago have generated some type or form of life? What happened with the passage of time? Everything was destroyed, migrated to another place in some way, or is underground? These are unavoidable, disturbing and exciting questions that science poses, and of which I would like to read your opinions in the comments of this video. As usual, we appreciate you informing us. It is a real pleasure to be able to provide you with the main news, trends and developments about the most important aspects of aerospace technology and the universe, from the perspective of an engineer. I am the Engineer Hiddekel Morrison, and I invite you to meet again in a future installment.